In a quiet antique shop by the edge of a forgotten street, there stood a clock that had not ticked for years. Its hands were frozen, yet somehow it still drew people in. Some came to fix it, others came to admire it. But one day, a little girl asked the shopkeeper, "If it doesn't tick, is it still a clock?" The old man smiled. Perhaps it stopped not because it was broken, but because it had already measured what mattered. Days turned into weeks, and the little girl kept visiting the shop. Every time she entered, the same silence greeted her. One afternoon, she asked the old man, "Don't you want to fix it?" He smiled and said softly, "My dear, not everything that stops is broken." He continued, "When this clock stopped ticking, I finally heard something new, the sound of my own heartbeat." The girl listened. Outside, the world hurried on. Inside that shop, time stood still. But somehow, everything felt alive. One day, the girl came back again. But this time, the clock was gone. Only its empty space remained, and yet the room still felt full. She asked, "Where's the clock?" The old man replied, "It's where it has always been, in the moments we forget to count." "You see," he continued, "we humans chase minutes and hours, but life only happens in seconds, small, breathing seconds." The clock didn't fail to tick. It simply learned to listen. And maybe, he said, that's what we all need, to stop counting time and start feeling it. The girl closed her eyes. For the first time, she didn't hear silence. She heard peace. The next morning, when the shop opened, the old man found something on the counter. It was a tiny drawing of a clock with no hands. Beneath it, the little girl had written, "Thank you for teaching me how to see time, even when it doesn't move." The old man smiled. He placed the drawing on the wall where the real clock once hung. And from that day on, whenever someone asked why the wall was empty, he would say, "It isn't empty. It's full of moments we finally noticed." Outside, the world kept rushing, but in that small shop, time had already learned how to rest. Sometimes the clocks that stop ticking are the ones that finally start speaking. Sometimes the stories we hear are not meant to entertain us. They are meant to slow us down just enough to feel alive again. If this story touched something quiet inside you, stay with that silence for a while. Let it breathe. And when you're ready, return here to Quiet Horizons Tales, where every story is a gentle pause in the noise of the world. Until next time, be still, be kind, and keep listening to the sound of your own heart.